welcome back. That's not enthusiastic. Hello, welcome back. Well, we're talking about this thing. And a little about that. Good intro. All right. So it's not really typical of me to go out and come back and do a video like this regarding to some of the things that I find. I will lay this stuff out and try to remember the value of what they are, maybe some other little generic information, but that's usually my sourced videos. Went to the Habitat 2 weeks since last time I was there. All I do is I find this right here. It's a little 2-disc. It's the Ultimate Gary Glitter. 2-disc. It's like 25 bucks, right? So paid $1. Then I went to Savers. This book, about $20 book, $3. They sell fast. This book. So when it comes down to cookbooks, I still look at this stuff, regardless if it doesn't have anything on the spine. I still look at cookbooks and I still look at the different fiction that's out there. I go out to find stuff that has a sell value. Media is a category. So this, kind of like the Slavic cookbooks. So they have an annual Slavic cookbook, which is kind of fortunate for me up in this area because the Slavic headquarters is right up here. Some of those Slavic books from the 60s and 70s, the cookbooks, probably no different than the size of this, but in the hardcover, are anywhere from 50 to 80 bucks. You get some newer ones, 90s and 2000s, they're still like 20, 30 bucks. Right, so not this is a whole other different book. So I will still kind of look at the off-usual topics. So the topics that I'm looking at, the first thing I'll go to is religion. All the time. Maybe a little bit of the sports. Try to be somewhat privy to some of the famous athletes. That kind of comes in handy. You probably won't find much, but you're increasing your odds of finding a sign by a Jose Canseco, a Roger Clemens, just a Derek Jeter. You're more likely to find that there. And the ratio of what you're going to get for that $2, $3, $4 that you're going to spend on that book, it may be 20, I don't know, to a signed any of those or name any of the other myriad times a slew of other potential big names that can be valued just because of your signature, as opposed to spending $1,000 on a signed card, whichever, right? So you kind of see where the value is now. You're finding an expensive signature in with the common stuff. That's one. I've had a signed Chuck Norris. Well, you can, if you watch any of my sourcing videos or any of the sales videos, you can see I pick up a lot of stuff that's signed. A lot of stuff that's signed I leave behind. Getting way off topic. So I still look at this kind of stuff here. I knew it was a bulkier book. It was in with the cookbooks. It's like looking at stuff that has 3 to 5 or 7 discs to it, right? There's more to it. And the picture, no, I actually thought more Italian. I saw the Russian here. It's very specific. So it's a big enough, bulky enough book and specific enough for me to look it up. Glad I did. And these specialty ones. And this spiral helps to indicate it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of spiral and small club books and stuff like that they can get great money, but you can end up with a lot of them. And if that's what you focus on, you can end up with a lot of them. Like with books, you can end up with a lot of stuff. This is enough in a value for a sale. This Ultimate Skiing. Maybe this one was like 20 bucks. Yeah. All right. This is like 25 bucks. For $2, I'll buy it. The ship it should fit in one of the bigger eBay bubble envelopes. So I'm not worried about that. If anything, I have bigger, just non-bubble envelopes for $20. Double wrap this one and send it out, right? But that's why I got that. Now at the VOA, Volunteers of America, this book, now, this is the spine that I saw. I think it was like this, to where I'd be looking at it that way. Paragliding is not a book topic that I see on the shelves often at all. Of the hundreds of books that I'm looking at, thousands, when I go out, I can't think of the last time I even saw anything on paragliding. That's an instant. Grab that, look that one up. So I believe I scanned it. One, I think it came up as $67. Only one. So I put it down because I wasn't done yet. So I was going to hand type to find out more, to see if there's more listed. And plus, I'm going to use the copy paste from what I hand type. And I'm going to put that over to product research or Terapeak. So when I eventually did that, and I had to narrow it down by Ortega, this specific one has a more common selling price of $40-50. Not bad for $1. Johnny Cash. And granted, I'm looking, I have all the CDs. I'm going through the exact same CDs I just went through 2 weeks ago. So I'm just happen to be grabbing either the newer stuff or stuff I hadn't kept. So this was red. This went out the first yesterday. This is blue. That went out a month ago. I just never saw it while I was there. It's like that one $300-something book I got. I'll link that video up here. Same place. Little hidden gems in there. And that one just came out at Savers. So, but this is $13-14. We'll just say $14-20. But it's more like $12-13 on the common. Paid 99 cents. So one of those examples that it's not a whole lot. It may even sell for 10. If somebody just sends an offer through, it may sell for 10 or $1, and they sell. This one, I think open ones or used or non-new are right around that $20 to $25 range. It's not a reseal, and we're going to be getting into reseal. Hold on a minute. We're going to get to that. So I'm going to guess probably 30, 50, and even if it's not, things that there's not like a huge. There are ways how you could tell if it has been or if it's original seal. Chances are, if it has this type of fold, it's a standard seal. We're going to get to this sealed copy of The Empire Strikes Back. So it's $1.19 in Orville. Real shiny, clean, sealed, and that's come undone. So there are a couple factors that come to mind. One, this might just be a shiny silver dot, kind of like the silver stars and gold stars that most people got throughout school for doing your work or whichever, for not peeing on the kid next to you. But there's no watermarks anywhere. Regardless, this is not, even if it was graded 500 best, sealed with watermark, depending on a little bit of the condition wise. But I'm going to show a screenshot of what I've looked up, and I want you to read the words that are in the search bar and what I have chose for it not to come up. There's 5 sealed that have sold in the past 90 days, ranging anywhere from 100 to over 200. This I will list as sealed. There will be an asterisk It will be within the title, it will be within the listing, that it will state there's a little ding damage right here. It is sealed. There is no watermark. The corner points all seem like a valid seal. It may even be a very, very first press seal. I don't know. But could I get 200 with watermarks? Probably, absolutely. Can I get 100, give or take some change, without the watermarks? More likely. Is that extra 100, would that be great? Yeah. This will be listed and primarily sold as the condition that it's in, regardless of the factory seal or not factory seal, whichever it is. It's still been sealed. The entire artwork has not been that much more exposed to the environment. And chances are with this, since I'm not seeing, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not seeing any constant slide, or which is known as like shelf wear. I'm not seeing any of that across any of this. So that gives it a much better display sheen. And it's minus this little, is it $100 decoration? Yep. Would this sell if it was completely open without any of the plastic? Yeah, there's still $20, 25, give or take, maybe a little less. So this was a good find as well, regardless if it has watermarks or not. Original, not all VHS had watermarks. A lot of the VHS companies did eventually use watermarks, but not all of them. So it's not like it's, all right, you're starting to make VHS, you have to have a watermark on your wrap. Not all of them did. Is it still $100? Yep. But I'm not going to list it for something that it's not. Put up there, kind of, when I go to list it, that's when I'll really look at with more scrutiny, strict scrutiny, if you will, a legal term. But that is an interesting thing I wanted to kind of talk about a little more. And then the next thing is if you have a scale handy, right around you, whatever. But at some point, take your phone and weigh it. And just see what it weighs. And remember that number for what I'm about to talk about. And to me, it's just another decoration. But it's just bad assery, basic early tech for a cassette player, a portable cassette player. This is the size of a AA. 1, 2, 2.5 by 2. By at least 2. This does not have batteries in it. And it weighs 1 pound, 4.7 ounces. Or 20.7 ounces. Adding batteries, £1 pound, 8 ounce, 1.5 pounds, not including the tape. 1 pound, 9 ounce, not including the extra batteries that you need to carry around if you're sporting this thing. This is early tech. Keep the spirit alive. Make me lose control. So I take the battery out. I was hoping that's in the right angle. So I put these there, but let's see. So these are charged. I charged them up. I was waiting for them to make sure. I wanted 4 batteries charged to do this with. And I went in the kitchen, and the light was off, but they were done charging. Oh, light. It just pops right in there. That's nice. All right, let's see here. I hear sounds. Let's watch this together. Well, at least is not safety. Well, I hear it clicking, and there's a wheel moving. It's kind of skippy. Like it doesn't want to move. And then click it down again. Pay $4 for it. So it is called a Unique. So IC, letter I, letter C, automatic level control. All that has on it is this. So when I looked it up, Unique, one thing came up, and all I did is just type. It's so much of a brand I don't know if I've ever heard of. But if I type in Unique and cassette player, a Unique cassette, it's not going to be a lot of results in therapy. So I type in Unique TU, and a TU 502 or 503 came up that has a total like showing value of like $40. One over 3 years. Is it just an interesting display piece? Like a basic early 1980s kind of toys. If you were to shrink this down, this would be something that like April O'Neil would have on a hit from the 1980s Ninja Turtles, right? This was like her cassette player. If you look at the little dot, maybe that's what they were trying to do. So this is the other thing I just wanted to talk about. So if I bought this with the intent to keep, I may for a little while. It's not going to kill me to be out $4. Or I can figure out a way how to display it. Maybe at some point when I have a camera and more better setup and stuff, it could be just a little display item in the back, and I don't know, have that display a couple of the cassettes that I have listed and do things like that. If I bought this just to sell, obviously I'm going to put in the name brand. Even if nothing had come up at this price, it's still, that would tell me that it's not really, really well known. Over 3 years, and then for a couple bucks, I can bring it back home and I can really look it up and look it up online through search engine Google. Try to find out more information about it if I really wanted to. But I know that it's got at least a $40, $50, $60 tag to it. Aside of the vintage, retro, personal cassette player, portable, aside of all those, one of the biggest things that would make absolutely sure that I would do, I'd have the word Japan in the title and in the specifics. You might want to add some other details like prop, cosplay, things like that, because this is going to be, somebody's not buying something like this for the electronics history. It's just, think of there were other brands. I mean, a lot of brands were around that made bulkier ones like this. Sears made bulky ones. Sanyo made bulky ones. It's just one of those really, really cool old start of a tech. Some engineers got paid to design this thing knowing full well that it was going to be 2 pounds on your hip. So how much does your phone weigh? And what can it do? The difference of what 50 years is. So this video isn't, it started off kind of weird. Right? It's probably weird anyhow, and all the editing and stuff. I figured I'd just kind of give it a try to talk to talk about the stuff that I did get. So it wasn't really a whole lot at the 123 stores I went to, but those are the ones 15 minutes down the road. After everything, all the driving around, everything from yesterday, I just went down the road, and all I did after I got back, I did a real list of 22 items, 21. That's it, and just brought the price down, put them on sale. I put on some Space Show, and then I was out of coffee. I was getting up to get more coffee, and I saw the charging light was off. So this does work. Can it? Will it work? Will anybody buy this for the absolute intent to sport it around on their hip? And it has a speaker too. I have no idea if that's any good. No, no one's really buying something like this for the purpose of it to be completely functional. It's, again, more of a prop, more of a display, more of a collectible, more of a decoration. So that's going to wrap that one up. A little different chatter than usual. So if you like what you saw, like what you heard, sub, share, comment, dummy, everything helps. Let the people know I'm out there. No, well, yeah, let them know, because I want my viewership, subscribership to be more organic. I'm not doing a lot of certain things that would make my channel grow much quicker for a reason. I want this to be organic. All right, appreciate it. Thank you.